going to take a lot longer than I thought. That is right behind that hill, like 0.05 away, and it's already been 10 minutes. The trail is just butt slides. Slippery, rocky butt slides. Why on earth would anyone make the trail so dangerous? It's beyond me. So at this rate, it's gonna take me like 4 hours to get there. Well, I wasn't even on the trail. I was on some other trail that had cairns in the same direction that the sign was facing. So this is the trail. I've lost about 20 minutes of my day. And I see a cairn. Hopefully I can see the next one in a minute. There's a pond up here. I don't see the next cairn, so I'm gonna go this way and hope I see one eventually. It looks like it's probably supposed to be the trail. But once again, it's not marked, who knows? Here's the trail, guys. It's just rocks. It's very steep, which is weird because the caretaker told us it wasn't steep. It's 6:54. I'm halfway up Mount Washington. 61 degrees. It's getting darker and the wind is definitely picking up. I have a brief, decent trail. Just There's 7:17. I have 0.2 miles left to go. I leveled out a little bit. Not as rocky, so I thought I'd show you. It's getting a little brighter out, so I'm assuming the sun is up, but I can't really see anything. In a way, uh-oh, it's weird the trail goes. Hold on. Washington Summit. He's probably trying to point that way. I think that's. I'll just hike up and make sure. It's a rock wall. See it? Let's do this with the phone. I'm sorry. I don't want to fall. And I see a tower and a building. Wind is insane. It's 7:31. I'm under this thing. I put my rain gear on to stay a little warmer, and it was starting to get misty. It's super windy. I'm still apparently 0.1 from the summit, so I need to get over to that sign and see where to go. Because I think at the summit there should be like a visitor center and places to like stay warm, but I can't see anything. So I'm gonna have to go out there. I shouldn't have to go far. So I think this is AT South. I don't see a summit sign. Let's see what the summit sign. Yeah, this is awful. It's not marked. There's no trails. It's really bad. You'd think the most dangerous place on earth, the most windiest place on earth would have signs, just something, so people don't wander around here aimlessly trying to figure out where to go. It's consistent with everything I've experienced. Crazy windy. too windy to stick around. Alright, so some steps out this way. It's all closed. Really? People die up here. You're supposed to hike it and yet they can't open anything for, or put up a sign or just anything. Just anything. Like, where am I supposed to go? 7:46. I kind of gave up, so I'm just sitting where I was, changing clothes earlier. I guess that's not covered. Well, whatever. It's out of the wind. I'm gonna look online and see if there's any indication of when something opens, so I can just kind of wait out until I can see again, because it's just too dangerous to go hiking out right now. 7:51, and according to the AWOL guide, the Sherman Adams building opens at 8 o'clock, so I'll just hang out here for another. It's not cold, at least. It's or let's see, 61 degrees. It's just extremely windy. And I'm a little wet, not because of rain, but because the fog is wet, so I'm damp. So I'm shaded from the wind and I'm not cold, but I'm gonna sit here for 10 minutes until that place opens. I have to wait this weather out. It's 8:08. At 8:03 I walked over because the AWOL guy said that the visitor center is supposed to open at 8. It's not open, so I'm back under here hiding from the weather. Yeah, I hate people can't just do what they're supposed to do. If you open at 8, open at 8. It's not that hard. Do your job or go find a new one. So instead of having to get up from my warm, comfy spot to go check and see if the visitor center was open, I just phone called them. They apparently open at 9. Far out doesn't say at all, and AWOL guide said 8. So I'm gonna be sitting here for a little bit longer, and I'm actually starting to get a little cold. I see cars pulling up though, but I think they're just going into these businesses here that all say authorized personnel only. None of the doors are open. I've checked them all. So that's all right. I put some plastic over me because water's dripping off of this thing here and getting me wet, so that's keeping me dry. Okay, one of those hikers that I can hike. I'm almost in the right now. Start with the raincoat. Hey guys, it's 9:50. I've got about 3 miles, I think, to get to Madison Hut. So I'm gonna just do a steep rock climbing climb. I hiked with a guy for a while, especially up Mount Washington, which is kind of scary. It's extremely windy. It's getting a little better. I gotta climb. But I thought I would check in. He was hiking really fast, so I couldn't record because I couldn't keep up, which is why he left me. I've got 2.2 miles to get to Madison Hut. Keep them up there. There's my sign. 2.2, I've gone 3.6 miles. No wait, 4.0, whatever. So I'm supposed to head toward Madison Hut. Just guess which one. Like, seriously. Who does that? It's the top of the next hill where they let 5 trails merge. It's called Thunderstorm Ridge, I don't know. But I gotta forego because at least I know this is the trail. There's the trail. It's pretty much just rocks like this. This is Thunderstorm Junction. 5 trails come together here to figure out which one I'm supposed to be taking. Green up something. I'm looking for Madison Hut. Ooh, I see an arrow that way. Okay. No views, really. Madison Hut, 0.9 miles. I'm assuming on those. Alright, this is extremely just awful trail, so I'm gonna put the phone away. That's Madison Hut. That's my destination for now. There might be Mount Madison behind it, which is supposed to be one of the most horrible climbs ever. Yeah. And I'm just not in the mood, so I'll sit here at the hut and eat and think for a while. It's 12:19. It's Madison Hut. I'm gonna take a break. Let's go check it out. It's 12:35. I'm leaving the hut. I have to go climb Mount Madison. This is supposed to be one of the worst rock climb up and downs. Yeah. A lot of scary comments about this next to 1.5 miles. But gotta get it done. Gotta get below tree line before the storms come. And yeah, it just says risk of thunderstorms for the afternoon. There's no time frame or anything else, of course. Like anyone knows how to check the weather or predict the weather. I'm worn out. I'm depressed. I'm not happy. It's like Mount Garfield all over again. Man. Made it to the summit of Mount Madison. Got a nice view. I descended. I can't turn around because I'm not balanced, so I have to go back the other way.
Look at that trail. That trail, like, it starts with like,
Okay.
you have to go straight up.
Mount Washington.
As the clouds roll in and the weather stuff goes away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I do that.
Right. So yes, I have a rainbow in my driver's license.
That's cool.
And we see a lot of rainbows. Mount Washington.
Yeah, we had to stay inside for like an hour, take shelter.
Madison. Yeah. But see, it wasn't open when I was there. The visitor center. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So I was there this morning. Hey guys, I'm in my tent. I know I don't think I've recorded much at all today. Just not in a good mood. I hate rock climbing. Today's my husband's birthday. I did get cell-phone service to tell him that, and I got to FaceTime him when I got to camp. So the day started out climbing Mount Washington, and I went the wrong way out of the hut. Yeah. So then got to Mount Washington. I hiked it by myself. I had good weather. It was very windy, but not raining. I was in the clouds, so I was a little damp. I got to Mount Washington early. Nothing was open. I couldn't see anything. By the time I got there, it's like a million times darker. I couldn't see. I feel like 10 feet in my face. So I tried to walk around. I thought things would be open. I thought they'd have an emergency shelter or something. They have nothing up there. No wonder people die. There's nothing up there. So anyway, and not even an overhang on a building to like get under to protect yourself. So I leaned up against the door. There was no wind. Fortunately, I was mostly dry. I stayed warm. I sat there for a while. AWOL guide said that the visitor center was supposed to open at 8. So I called it like 8 something, and they said they open at 9. Well, a couple hikers came up. The fog was getting a little better. Like at least you could probably see a cairn at this point. I couldn't hike on because I couldn't see where the trail even goes, much less the cairn in the distance. That's why I kind of got stuck up there. So they were doing okay, and they said I could follow them off of Mount Washington, so I did, which is why I didn't record, because they moved fast. Didn't get rained on or anything. We could see the next cairn, so it was the fog lifted a little bit. It was still dark, but it was a little bit better. Then eventually we got to some hills, and they left because I'm not fast uphill. Went to Madison Hut. Mount Madison wasn't as bad as people make it out to be. It is very steep rocks, but the rocks are all textured, so you can grab them and your feet don't slide. Makes all the difference in the world. Like, it still sucks, but it's not near as bad as Garfield and Mount Jackson were. Like, not even close. So I get to the summit of that, and there's a guy and his son taking photos up at a sign, which I'm assuming was the summit of Mount Madison. So I just followed the cairns because the sign wasn't between one cairn and the next. So I'm like, well, whatever. It's like right there. So I just hiked to the next cairn, and apparently that was the wrong trail. Even though there were no Blue Blaze trails in far out. So I hiked down that for a while. Saw the tree line, got all excited, decided to check my phone to see how much further I had, and realized I wasn't on trail. So I was mad, and I had to climb back up it another way. So when I was going back up, I followed the cairns because I didn't want to get lost. The cairns I'd followed to get down. I saw some hikers in the distance, and I yelled at them, like, "Are you guys on the AT?" And they said yes. And so I beelined it toward them, which was pretty close to the AT at this point because I had hiked pretty far up there. And I could see other cairns, much bigger cairns than the ones I was following, by the way. And so I caught up with those guys, and they let me hike with them all the way down. I was not in a good mental health headspace. I've been depressed all day. I hate rock climbing, you guys. I hate it so much. So I hiked with those guys. Man, we had a good time. Funny, laughing, talked the entire way down. And I just didn't record because I was talking the whole time. I did get a few videos of like Mount Washington and stuff. Wonderful people. Day hikers, it's his son and his dad. So I'm at Good something campsite. Shucks, I don't even remember. There was no way I could make it to the Pink of Notch to get picked up by the hostel. It's 4.6 miles from here. We got here after 4:30, I think. I physically felt like I could, but I hate night hiking and I didn't want to. So I'm going to go there tomorrow. So it'll be in Nero and I can hang out in town. It'll be my birthday tomorrow. Today is my husband's birthday. Mine's tomorrow. So I could FaceTime him again, but I did FaceTime him here. I actually had enough cell phone service to do that. I was so happy. So it ended up being a good day. These guys really put me in a better mood, but I hated it. So, but Madison wasn't too bad. But before that, I hate rock climbing. I hated being alone on the top of this mountain with no civilization. There was nobody there. Yeah, I got lucky that it wasn't raining and that it wasn't cold. I mean, I would have had to hike on. I just wouldn't have been able... I would have probably had to use my phone to see where to go because I wouldn't have been able to see the cairns, but that would have been my only other choice. So anyway, I'm going to say goodnight. I feel a little bit better. I absolutely hate New Hampshire. I don't know why people love it so much. It's rock climbing. It's terrifying. So, good night, everyone. First time I've had any real rain since I got into the Whites.